Hi Virgo, welcome to the Witching Hour. My name's Michelle and I'm a witch. I'm burning some sage for our reading for the sacred space and to do a little scrying ahead of time. Let's see. Let's take a look. Stay tuned to my channel this weekend as I'll be doing a tea leaf reading. Slow and steady wins the race. Keep those home fires burning. Keep the embers alive. And yes, I know. Mercury retrograde is kicking our ass. So this reading is for Virgo of all energies and through all astrology methods, Vedic, tropical, etc. Everything. It is relevant, it is timeless, so it is relevant for whenever you come to it or whenever you revisit it. And this covers the areas of love, security, and freedom. I am using Pagan Ways Tarot by Anna Franklin. It covers the areas of love, security, and freedom. And I will have a spirit message. I have divided the deck and shuffled each section. I'm shuffling each section as we go along. This is for the area of love. We have the Nine of Cups. That's wonderful. You're feeling fully in yourself and in your own capacities and a lot of self-love. Whereas before you were feeling nostalgic, and this could be that you are really reflecting on yourself in the past. How much self-love did you offer to yourself in the past, and how much in your kind of taking a personal inventory and wanting to recalibrate the way you offer yourself self-love, okay? Because underlying that was the Six of Cups. So I'm going to be also clarifying with these gypsy cards and possibly pulling another spirit card at the end if spirit moves me, okay? So I have cups representing love, pentacles representing security, and wands representing freedom, okay? So I'll be shuffling these. Shuffling up the pentacles for security. Security for Virgo spirit. Thank you. This is our card here on the top. This is our underlying energy, Seven of Pentacles, a long time coming. A lot of investment of time, looking forward to seeing the developments. No bad apples there, I'm noticing. That's the feeling I'm getting. Planning for the future. Staying a work in progress. It's requiring patience, but you definitely have things to work with. The main card is the Two of Pentacles, making choices about where to invest. Where to invest your soul. There's the practical things on the earth, your food, clothing, and shelter. And then there's that special, meaningful thing for you to do, which is your life calling. Those two things are coming into balance right now as we speak. Your practical needs and your soul's needs. That's happening right now. So it may feel a little tricky or sticky in some areas, but it is balancing out now as we speak. Yeah, it is. It's into the next season now. You've done as much as you can for the season. You have reaped your harvest. You are now taking an inventory. And that, to me, it's like, what are you cultivating? And you are cultivating balance between your practical needs and your soul's needs. particularly in the area of your life calling. That's the energy I'm getting from Spirit. For your freedom, this is about your life path. Your life path. Where your spirit is leading you to. Always depends on how much freedom and personal power you think you have. Not how much you actually have, how much you think you have. The underlying energy is resilience, 9 of Wands. Yeah, you got to just keep on keeping on here. That's been from the past up until now. It's like, oh my God, look at the lashes and the bruises on her arm. And she's got her tattoos. What has really been etched in her soul, but she's pulling herself up. She's not going to let this get her down. She is pulling herself up, even though everything may have been raised to the ground, even though she's had to recalibrate. A lot of what her works and her doings, there's been a lot of undoing, and she's had to rebuild a lot in her life, especially where it comes to her life path. Like, where am I going? What am I doing? I'm just so tired. I need this to be the end of the road, or at least the end of this damn chapter. And the next is the King of Wands. So, oh yeah, you're getting refueled. I feel a love influence here. So it could be Leo, Aries, Sag, masculine energy. Wow, man, he is large and in charge. The king is in command. So this, you have spiritual energy and advice coming down through you to recharge you. I mean, look at the difference between the two. You're going from this phase to this now on your life path. So a whole new, he has created this. He might have even called in this fire to have everything burned up so your life path could be recalibrated and renewed and restored and rebuilt. And use this Mercury retrograde for that, if anything else. Even if it's kicking your ass in every other way, and you've had computer glitches and communication glitches or whatever, let it at least restore and renew, okay? So we're going to draw some clarifying cards for love. Love, love, love for Virgo. So there's a little nostalgia underlying this. But you're reviewing, where do I get the love? Where do I give the love to myself? You're like looking to, which cup do I fill today for me? You know, so that's good. You're being generous with yourself. You're being generous with yourself. You're cultivating generosity with yourself. Emotional generosity, accepting love. You're accepting your feelings of anger. That's what this card is. You're looking back at what some others may have done to you, and it's like, no matter what they've done, I'm happy with myself. You've learned to distinguish other people's behavior towards you and your self-worth and self-value. These are two different things now. Other people no longer define who you are or what kind of love you deserve. Only you do, and that's based completely on this self-evaluation. And where you learned you were separated from others, and you're feeling angry about it, you were like almost segregated from others, put on the fringe by others, and you felt that that was your fault. You felt that there was just something wrong with you, or there's just something. Now you've embraced the distinction between yourself and others' opinions of you. You might have been in your feelings of anger about it. Someone might have gotten angry with you recently, and it really reflected on your self-worth, and it really did a number on you, and you're healing from it. And I think it's like you're looking back going, looking at different choices and feelings and people in your life and feeling some kind of regret, or regret is what I'm feeling, as if you had something to do with it, and it's just not. It's like you're learning that other people's anger is not a reflection of your self-worth. So you've been really, really, really taking an inventory of what's real and what's not, and you are coming up with the biggest cup of all for yourself. So you are providing a lot of self-nurturing. A lot of self-nurturing. And you deserve to have that. That's the best way to attract love from other nurturing people for you, with no strings attached and with no means to an end. It's just pure unconditional love. Now the Two of Pentacles reflecting our security, for which we were cultivating our security. It's a work in progress. It might, sometimes I'm getting the feeling that sometimes it just feels like a hot mess to you. And you want to live more by your soul's calling, and that you want the other practical things to fall into place. And then you go back and forth where it's like, well, I got to eat. You know, what do? I go back and forth, back and forth. So, yeah, there's an end to that. There is an end to that, and it's creating this is what's striking the balance. You're putting an end to whatever was, where your perspective was too heavily on one thing or the other. I feel that your worry and concerns about like, well, where am I going to get the money from? How am I going to pay the rent? I need to be practical. I just feel like sitting here daydreaming, and all the practical things are just falling to the wayside. And it's like you needed to come up with a plan. And now you've got a plan. You've put away that kind of thinking, and the world is helping you do that. Like the world settings right now are helping you recalibrate your priorities, and they're going much more by, you're reprioritizing the way you look at practical things. You can't just eschew them. It's like you have to keep in mind. It's giving you a new appreciation for the practical things in life. Food tastes richer. You appreciate it. You want to look at it. You want to see where it came from. You want to grow it yourself for many of you. There's just the conditioning of the world has made you take too much for granted. Like you feel a disconnect between yourself and the things that keep you alive, and you're no longer willing to do that. You're no longer willing to do that. You're like, this food keeps me alive. This home keeps me alive. This clothing keeps me alive. And my soul's calling keeps me alive. And I'm not going to give it up. I'm going to do what it takes to keep that flame, that soul fire burning, is what I just heard from Spirit. You're going to do whatever it takes to keep that soul fire burning. And that's by reprioritizing and really simplifying things, and maybe going quite minimalistic, you know. And that there's more freedom. The smaller you make your life, the bigger the open road in front of you. You can bring more of it with you, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? Even if that means literal travel for some of you, it's you're taking less. You're taking less with you. You're traveling lighter. Your soul is starting right now to feel lighter, and you're ready to put the wheels in motion. And it's like you keep recalibrating and looking at refining the practical priorities in your life. You know, taking it more seriously, not taking certain things for granted anymore. You know, you're seeing, you know, my food doesn't come from the grocery store, it comes from the earth, and that's where I want to live. My life calling doesn't come from a career or an external job that just keeps food on the table. It comes from me. It comes from my soul. I'm not telling anyone to give up their jobs or anything like that. I don't know why I was shuffling those. I'm not saying that by any means. But it's almost, you just have a new appreciation for your job, for, you know, that, how it connects you to being alive. And that's what you're That's what you're feeling right now. And you're right in the midst of that process, so I'm not going to disturb you on it, but it's just a little validation about where you're at. And if you thought you were going crazy, like some of you are like, I want to go really simplistic, really minimal, and you feel like, oh my God, have I lost my mind? And you haven't. You're not losing your mind. You're being practical. You're being real. You're being authentic. Here is clarification for that King of Wands and the Nine of Wands, but mainly the King of Wands, because this is the surface energy of what's actually happening. The underlying is that, you know, I had to keep up, but now I'm coming into this. It was a long, heavy, winding road, and now I'm here. Now what do I do? Now that I've got my inspiration in the right place, what do I do with it? What do I do with it? Make the choice only for yourself and not what you think others are thinking you should make. Here we go. Merriment, yeah. You have to do it for the joy of it. You have to do it for the joy of it. You have to make it a happy process for yourself. I keep getting strong phallic energy here, that God is bringing someone in with you to help you enjoy your life, help you explore your life, help you live your life more fully. Home, yeah, house. Some of you are relocating. I'm feeling that very strongly. Relocating, living a simpler life, putting your money where your heart is and your actions where your mouth is. Wow, okay. That was totally channeled. Oh, I just uncrossed my legs and hurt my foot. So let's see what Spirit is saying for us through the major arcana of this beautiful deck by Anna Franklin. Pagan Ways Tarot. Spirit, please give us a card that represents most clearly and for our highest good what you would like to say to us. What do we need to know right now for Virgo and all others who are watching? What do we need to know right now? Thank you. Oh, cards have to feel right in my hand. Okay, there we go. Underlying energy is that of the Chariot, so victory. Moving fast, just like I said. Moving house, moving home, going home. I'm going home. I'm going back to my soul. Going back to my soul. Nobody's going to stop me. I'm not going to prioritize the wrong things anymore. I'm looking at my anger, and that anger is fueling me. When we use anger as our fuel source, it drives us and motivates us to protect ourselves. You have to protect yourself. You have to advocate for yourself. And you will. You are. Someone's coming to help you have the merriment and joy in your life and seek it out as an adventure. This is a physical person. This is a physical person because it takes two to tango to create that spark of joy. Spark of joy happens with flint and fuel, okay? Not just, you can't create that spark with just yourself. It has to be you and the divine. You and another physical person. The divine is going to channel through two people to make this. Two matches, two flames. Two. Whatever form of love that is on the spectrum of love, it's going to be in physical form is what I'm feeling. And thank your anger and bless it for yourself that it has served you well. You have not misused your anger. I feel someone's blaming themselves for how they used their anger energy in the past. And you've learned not to do that. And I'm telling you right now as a validation to confirm that your misuse of anger is a misinterpretation. You're judging yourself wrong. You In other words, don't blame yourself. Don't blame yourself. Okay, so here's the actual card of the fast-moving chariot was underlying, and that's what Spirit was saying is the underlying energy of your life moving fast and picking up momentum because of the anger and fire energy that's been given to you, the cutting off of things that you no longer will do for yourself, to yourself, and the merriment that's coming, the inspired passion. So the real card, or the top card, is Temperance. Ah, perfect. Perfect validation. Perfect validation. Because this is balance. And Temperance is the epitome and the spirit volume. This is like the big major energy of balance for us, Virgo. And healing is coming in. A lot of self-forgiveness. A lot of self-forgiveness here. Balance and passion and fire and inspiration coming our way. Yes. So I kind of want to do a Whispers of Love, but I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time because that's what happens sometimes. But I'm going to look. I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, here we go, Virgo. Whispers of Love. Overall, to cap everything off from Spirit. And it is, love who you are. Speak the language of love. Don't be angry with yourself. Speak lovingly to yourself. The heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye. There were a lot of factors involved in what your heart was mixed up in. And instead of blaming yourself or finding fault with yourself or being angry, remember, it was part of the purpose. It's part of the purpose that it worked all together for the good of those who love God, who love Spirit, who love themselves. Keep going towards love. Let love be your momentum. Let love be your momentum. Your anger helped fuel and spark the momentum and joy. Now you are going to spark joy with your heart and your self-love. You're going to have the practical things you need. You're going to have the inspiration you need to carry all of this through. Many blessings to you, dearest Virgo. From my soul to yours, much love and brightest blessings. And remember to check the description box down below, okay? To contact with me and get a personal reading, visit my Etsy shop and Facebook page. Love you guys so much. I'll talk to you again soon. Stay tuned for the tea cup reading. Love you guys. Bye.